Today we will see how to make a zodiac wheel with a Easter egg. This is a egg actually, and I have put something inside it. It could be a chocolate or something out of whatever it be. It could be anything of interest. It could be some abstract idea or something that is bothering our mind. It could be anything. So the first step what we have to do is we have to make sure that the egg is made up of two parts. One is upside down, the wherein whatever you put inside it will fall down. So it's upside down, and the second part which is whatever you put inside it will stay within. So you in the upside down piece you can see that the object is here, and this shape tells that the particular part is upside down. And in the upright part here you can see the part is upright, and the object of interest is marked here. Now here I have drawn an eye to say an observer. So an observer can either see within the part or on the boundary of the part, or he can see outside the part. When the part is upside down, the object of interest is actually outside the part. So this symbol means the object of interest is outside, above the cross, which means it's outside. Now this symbol, the circle with a dot, this symbol means sun. It means that the observer is seeing a part which is upside down. And this symbol means Venus, nothing with the above the cross. The Venus means the observer is actually seeing inside the part which is upside down. So there are actually 4 different perspectives: inside the part, boundary of the part, outside the part, and the state of the part. And here when the part is upright, you have again 4 perspectives. Here you can see the object is inside the part, and the observer can either see outside the part. In this case, this particular perspective is called Mercury, and he can observe the upright part. This is called Moon, and he can see inside the part. This is called Mars. And the part upright, you can see the symbol. This symbol is called Ketu. When the part is upside down, it's called Rahu. Now we will see how this is connected to a Easter egg. See, this is upside down, this is upright, and the object of interest is always inside. Okay, and when it comes outside, though this is inside the lower part, it is still outside the upper part. So what you can do is you can just close this Easter part. The object will be here. To this upside down, this object is outside this one, and nothing is inside the upper part of the Easter egg. And this upper boundary is called sun, and the actual upside down state of the part is called Rahu. Now coming down here, the object is actually here, and this particular when something is inside, it's called, the state of the object is called Mars, and the shape of the part is upright, it's called Ketu. And when an observer is observing this part, then it is called Moon. And the area outside the part, though the upper part of the part, it's called Mercury, because everything, whatever the object of interest is inside, it's on the other side, right? Now we'll go and put both the states of the part in the same view. Now what we will try to do is, what should somebody do in order to make a part upside down to upright. So if somebody has to flip the object which is upside down to upright, he has to actually do three changes. One is change the boundary, one is change the system, and also change the surrounding. Now you can see that from nothing it is turning to everything. I mean, like from the sun it's changing to moon, or the part actually, when the observer, earlier he was seeing that nothing is inside, now suddenly since the object flipped, it is now changing to moon. So from sun to moon. Now when the part was upright, the object was outside. So to this state of the part, the object is outside from Jupiter, and then suddenly it's flipping to Mars, where the object is inside. From Jupiter to Mars, the change of state of the object. Now try to see the state or the background, wherein if the object is here, the area that is outside, right, that is either Venus or Mercury. Here it's shifting from Venus to Mercury. So when the part is changing from upside down to upright, you are actually undergoing 6 steps. Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury. So basically the boundary is changing from Sun to Moon, the object is changing from Jupiter to Mars, the background is changing from Venus to Mercury. Now if you take the reverse journey, what would happen if you try to take the part which is upright to upside down? So what will happen, when the part changes from this state to this state, the moon or the boundary changes from moon to sun, the object changes from Mars to Jupiter, and the background area changes from Mercury to Venus. So moon to sun, Mercury to Venus, Mars to Jupiter. So here comes the oscillation of perspective. So you saw that there is 6 perspectives here, and there are 6 perspectives here, from either from moving from upside down to upright state of the part, or from upright to upside down state of the part. So the oscillations of perspectives, which means you have to always follow the path. You can't just like that change something without changing the system, surrounding and boundary, all the 3 together. Here we have put both these ideas together. Here you can see that from upside down to upright, from upright to upside down, there is a change happening. You can see that the object part, or wherever the object of interest is being placed here, and you can see that there is a separation in the background, where the flip of the background, Venus to Mercury, Mercury to Venus. Similarly, the flip of the object, Jupiter to Mars, Mars to Jupiter. Similarly, as change of boundary, moon to sun, sun to moon. So they are all in perfect symmetry. Now we have to understand the cause of uncertainty. There is something called a vortex mathematics. You can actually see the concepts out there, wherein if you add any of the ideas in the closed surrounding, you should always add back to the 9 or the 0, wherein if you see at the center, there is this symbol actually it tries to connect all the other ideas we have discussed till now. Either the part is upright or upside down, they both stand on either side of the background idea. Now the system wise, either nothing is inside or nothing is outside. Here the system is flip of the system, here there is flip of the boundary. Everything is inside, everything is outside. Here the flip of the surrounding, this is the flip of the boundary. So everything is in perfect symmetry. So all these ideas talk about the nothingness state, or the place where the object is not inside here, but here all these things ideas talk about the object being there, where here even if you stand here, you are talking about, you are focusing on the object actually. Everything, this part is saying that I am containing an object inside, and this is saying that the object is on the other side, and this is saying that nothing is on the other side, which means the object is inside. Now we have a star shaped representation. To understand this one, first what we do is, the part, when the part is upside down, you have a boundary system surrounding. So this is called Sun, this is called Venus, this is called Jupiter. And when the part is upright, you have boundary as Moon, outside as Mercury, inside as Mars. So they both form two separate triangles, and they both are connected to the Easter egg. See, this is upside down, which is represented by Rahu. The part is upside down. This is upright, which is represented by Ketu. And the Ketu has three states as far as observer is concerned, which is Moon, Mars, Mercury. Rahu has three states: Sun, Venus, Jupiter. So when you put these things together, see, if you can treat this one as below the part, and this area is above the one upside down. This part has the Sun, Mercury, Venus. They all form the upside down upper part of the Easter egg. Moon, Jupiter and Mars, they all form the lower part of the Easter egg. So to continue, this Easter egg, the egg we were talking, suppose if we try to open it in such a way that it is connected in one end but disconnected in another, you end up getting a greater than or a less than symbol. It's a symbolic, wherein what I am trying to say is, if you try to have something in between, it tries to open up. But if you don't have anything in between, only then you can connect the two halves. So the two halves, if you try to put something in between, it opens up, but when you remove, you can connect it. So we saw that the middle line or the uncertainty represented by number 9, or the Saturn, which is in between the upside down state and the upright state of the part. So it is connected in one way but separated in other side. So here we are trying to draw the same the so-called the common the zodiac symbol, wherein from we started from part upside down to upright, and from upright we ended up being upside down. So you can see that when the part is upright, it is having something, which means when there is something, there is a gap. So you are having a clear separation between having and not having, or the part when it's upright and when it's upside down. So the moon and the sun are clearly separated. So the moon's own house is the Cancer and the sun's own house is Leo. But once you try to let go, when you are moving from upright to upside down, we have from moon to sun, Mercury to Venus, and Mars to Jupiter. At this point you are not having anything, because you have made the part upside down. So at this state you are not having anything, which means the sun and the moon are actually connected. That is why you are having Saturn as the own house of Capricorn and Aquarius. So both these houses, though in one way this is sun and this is moon, but because there is nothing in between, they are connected, and they connected. When something is connected, you can't say whether there is no clarity or there is a point of uncertainty. With the same line, you can't say whether it is sun or moon. When it is connected at the very point of connection, if you go slightly up, it is sun, because the part is upside down, or if you go slightly below, it is moon. So it's like a limit, wherein when you try to go x plus, it is one thing, 0 plus, and it's going to 0 minus some other thing. So that's why the own house is Saturn. So you can see a separated state of the boundary and a connected state of boundary, and this is the object and this is the background state, wherein here begins the actual problem. So with an Easter egg, we were able to make an oscillation from upside down to upright and upright to upside down and to create a zodiac. Now you have logically 12 boxes, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. You have 12 boxes, and which means you can put 12 different ideas in these boxes, and the way ideas are filled is, it's like a pairs of opposite. So you can't, it's always an opposite idea and put on boxes that is exactly opposite each other. So each of these is a discrete box filled with opposing idea. So for example, dilemma and faith are placed opposite to each other, and love and dream, the Aries and the Libra, wealth and passion, emotion and work, meditation and power, compassion and business, they are all pairs of ideas which never can happen together. Now to understand why they can't be together, you have to live a life. See, some ideas only life can teach. See, in business you can't be compassionate, and when you are compassionate you are not fit for doing a business. When you are emotional you can't work, and when you are seriously working you can't be emotional. Faith always comes with focused idea, and whereas in dilemma, if you have more than one thing to focus on, you can't have a strict faith on one idea. And business and faith are flip sides. So all these ideas you have to actually, they are all abstract ideas, and these are all called rasis, wherein Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. These are all what they means is these are all abstract ideas, abstract opposing pairs of ideas, and there is a lot of interrelated concept wherein if you have one thing it will prevent you from having some other thing, and that itself is a different branch of study, and we will do that a bit later. So as of now you understand that zodiac is nothing but a 6 ideas to go from upside down part to upright, and 6 ideas to go from upright to upside down, and always ideas are paired in opposites. Now you can try to make a birth chart of yourself by referring to some astrology software. All you need is a date, place and time of birth, and once you cast a chart it will make a box as a 12 box diagram, and in that box you will be able to see that there are different ideas placed in different boxes. Now we will see what is the significance of that. We will see the basic idea. Choice as a result of restriction. Suppose if you have a coin and it has two sides, head and tail, which means you can either see the head side or the tail side at a time, but you can't see the head and tail simultaneously together. So we saw that for Jupiter there are two houses. One is Pisces or the compassion, another one is Sagittarius or the faith. The faith and compassion are two ideas wherein you become compassionate when you go from nothingness to everything, and you start having faith when you go from everything to nothing. But if Jupiter is placed in some other house, then what does it mean? In this first example, the Jupiter is in Pisces, which means compassion is more important than faith. In this particular example, Jupiter is in Sagittarius, which means faith is more important than compassion. But if you say this one, Jupiter is in Taurus, which means wealth is more important than both compassion and faith. In this case, Jupiter is in Libra, means dream is more important than compassion and faith. So when some particular the so-called planet or the idea is placed in some aspect, it means that that aspect is more important than the other two, or the energy of those aspects are compromised to strengthen the aspect that is given here. So here we understand that this is how in an individual certain ideas are so more easy and certain things becomes very difficult to achieve. That's because of a choice, and there are different clash of choices because of the initial condition, current condition, the choice of some other person. So we will talk about the clash of perspectives a bit later, but this is a very basic understanding of the other system, which is called the Vimshottari Dasha system. Here you made a choice, but you don't know at what point a choice is going to reveal itself. So there is a journey, particular order of journey, how it is decided. So if you draw a line, you separate the upside down part and the upright. So we saw that you can connect the two halves of the Easter egg only after making the part upside down, where you are letting go whatever you are having. Only then you can attain the state of zeroness or absolute balance, the Saturn or the judgehood. So from Rahu you go to Saturn, and from Saturn you go back to Ketu. So the connectedness and the separatedness can't be on the same side of the Rahu Ketu line. So if Saturn is on this side, then the Sun and the Moon should be on the other side. So that brings the Moon and the Sun to the other end of this line. Similarly, the surrounding line and the system line can't be existing together. See, Jupiter is the surrounding for Rahu, Mercury is the surrounding for Ketu. So that means the surroundings are close to their own part states, but when you put the surrounding that way, you are forced to place the system on the other side of this part. So if this surrounding is on this side, then its corresponding system should be on the exact opposite. So when Mercury is in the side, you get Mars exactly opposite. Similarly, when Jupiter is on this side, you get Venus exactly opposite. So that actually creates a pattern or a cycle wherein you have to go through this particular order. So your lifetime, in a particular lifetime, only certain choices become more prominent, and certain choices, though they are there, they would be like dormant volcano. So we will try to understand more about the perspective and the clash of perspective later. Thank you.